I know, guys, you might be shocked, but this is me. This is Mucking Ariana 3, and you are watching one of my videos. It's just, I've actually got my hair down, done my roots, got makeup on, and look presentable for once. Because, you know, it's time for nationals, guys. You got to dress for the occasion. Welcome to the channel. We're going to be reacting to episode 23 of series 8 today. It's a nationals episode, guys, and I'm excited because the last episode, although with hindsight, it wasn't, like, there was a lot of unnecessary stuff in it, and I don't feel like it was the strongest overall. However, I did like how much was in it, and I always like the competitions. Well, nearly almost. I didn't really enjoy Dance Mania that much. Let me just adjust this because I'm having to breathe. Oh. I didn't much enjoy Dance Mania, but nationals, internationals, regionals, I always like. Yes, season 6 regionals, I loved. So let's have a look and give it a go. I've got high hopes, to be honest. The description is that the next step finally makes it to nationals. Whoop whoop! Ebby performs her solo, competing against a familiar face, and Rochelle runs into an old friend of her own. So I'm guessing this episode will be the solos, and by the end of it we'll find out who the soloist is, the winner. We'll see Cleo as soloist. Was Grace? I think Grace is the soloist for Ultra Elite. So that'll be the main plot, and then the B plot is Rochelle running into an old friend. I can't think who that would be though.
We can be who we want to.
Hang on, it's a weekend schedule, but there's 4 days. How many days are in a Canadian weekend? Also, we are pretty much all going to be comparing this nationals to season 2 nationals, just like we did when we compared season 6 regionals to season 1 regionals. Nationals was big for us because obviously it was the first time we saw it. You had all the competitors, the dances were amazing. But also, I am going to be doing a video rewriting series 8. I've already started rewriting it. So if you are intrigued by that and you'd like to know how I would have done the series, make sure you subscribe. I wish I knew what dances they were doing, you know, because I remember series 2, we saw them doing Unsinkable. I remember we saw them all sat on the floor and they were leaning on each other. Like, we just saw extracts of it. And then we saw them prepping for Empire, I'm pretty sure. Was it Empire in series 2? I think so. If not, then we saw regardless. But yeah, like, there'd be so much more hype if we knew what they were taking and we were fully on side with them. Like, yeah, like, I can't wait to see Heath and Daisy's duet because it was really, really cool. Like, if we knew what dances they were doing, I just think we'd be more excited.
Okay, solo categories first. I'm gonna go sign Evie in. You all look around.
Since the pro division isn't for a couple days.
Rochelle's got Ozzy's compass around her neck as a necklace. That is rather cute. That is showing, not telling, unless they tell us right now. I'm wearing Ozzy's compass as a necklace. But that is show, not tell, how much she appreciated that gift. I like it. I also can't wait to see Cassidy dance because, like, she's been branded as this amazing dancer. I really hope she is actually good, so it's not just a redundant thing. I honestly don't think Maria would overhype a dancer to the extreme, though. Like, she'll probably overhype her a little bit, but she's not going to be awful, realistically.
Hey, Ozzy, can we meet up in a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Okay.
Why do I like Ozzy and Cassidy. I feel like it just looks natural. Maybe because it's not Rochelle. But I could just see it seriously working.
We'll catch you all backstage. And may the best team win.
Do you know what? No one's reacted to Grace being there. Because I know they all know that she's left, but she's only really interacted with Heathcliff. And no one else. I would have liked to see Ethan, Pete, Izzy, Jude, the ones that were on B-Troop with her, be like, oh my gosh, Grace looks so comfortable with Lucien. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe Grace really did join Ultra Elite. Because they knew she left, but I want there to be because they've got friendships there. They would be thinking something when they see her.
You're Acro Nation's national soloist. You did it.
I love Jude's hair as well. That's like my go-to hairstyle now. little pigtails with bits hanging. I was going to do it today, but I did not, and now I wish I did, because Jude would have been my icon and we would have twinned.
So glad I filled in for Step Inside last minute, or else none of this would have happened.
Me too.
So glad to have you on the team.
Thanks, Eldon.
I wish Talia was in, like, she might have been busy, but I would have loved to see Talia and Eldon again together. But I like how Eldon's there, leading the way, doing a job, you know, motivating the dancers, getting them ready. Wish Nick could do the same, but, you know.
I'm so proud of Cleo. It was her dream to go to nationals.
Hang on, Jude's not the first alternate, Izzy is. So I know Jet isn't dancing, so Izzy has stepped up for her, but that Izzy's still first alternate because that's Izzy's job to step in for a dancer. So Izzy's still first alternate, Judy's still second alternate. You know what I mean? Because what is Jet then? Is Jet not on A Troop? If Izzy is? No. Jet's still an A Troop dancer, which means Izzy's still the alternate. No? Do you agree? Let me know.
Hello and welcome to the Absolute Dance Nationals. I am Lester Cork and I'm joined by my incredible co-host Giselle Bellamy.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, Giselle and Mr. Lester. Moment of silence for Chuck Anderson, please. I hope you all heard the car horns on cue then. That was disrespectful to Chuck. Gosh.
Advance to the future rounds.
The solo competition is soon.
Abby's outfit is sick, but why are they all Wait, oh, it's large groups, but do they not have like rehearsal rooms backstage? I'm guessing they all have a room. Why are they rehearsing their group dance in the wings where the soloists are getting ready? Clogging up the space.
Our first dancer is from a studio that I'm very familiar with, The Next Step.
You know, I gotta say, I don't know what to expect from the next step this year.
Do you know what I also would have liked? I want to see the competition. I would have liked Abby to be in the wings, seeing other soloists go, then having doubts and saying that she was nervous, then Kenzie saying, oh, do you remember why you came to the next step? Yes, because I could be myself here. And then she says about the first Afrofusion solo. Like, have more build up to that, because we haven't seen any competitors to think, oh wow, this is really tense for Abby. Plot wise, because it's a TV show and you want the drama, have Abby be like fifth and put really great people in front of her. Maybe have Grace go first, Grace and Cleo even, and then Abby has to follow them and she's like, oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea because Grace did a contemporary solo or a lyrical solo and that's what judges like. You know, more build up to it. Oh, okay, we are using the same song that she did in Studio A. So that was... Is it the same dance then?
When you have a solo, the goal is to...
Pull me down, you can't pull me down, pull me down, pull me down.
I fought hard to do this solo my way.
Right, let's give this an honest score on what we think, guys. I'd really like it if you guys could all comment as well. If you watch it on TV, I'm sorry, because I always watch YouTube on TVs. I don't really watch it on my phone. Comment answers to like all the things I'm saying. So like score Abby's solo for me. Let me know what you thought of the 4-day weekend. You know, all that jazz.
I came to the next step because I really felt like I could be myself here.
Okay, we've got flashbacks. I want to see the dance. AA was so good for showing full dances. I want to see the full national solo.
I thought dancing was about being yourself.
Right, and also, both of these flashbacks so far have been about Abby being herself. And she already said that to Kenzie in the wings. We already know that's why she wanted to do it. And the song is saying, do it myself. And, like, we're just repeating the same point in the same flashbacks.
I came here because I feel like I could be myself here. I came to the next step because I really felt like I could be myself here. I thought dancing was about being yourself.
Abby hasn't had that much of a journey. She just had an episode about her being the soloist. So there hasn't really been any build-up. But it was good, you know. Lip syncing. How do you feel about lip syncing? Because sometimes it's frowned upon.
What an
Oh, Nick's in the audience. I thought Nick would be backstage with the dancers. You remember how Miss Kate was backstage with them, getting them ready, making sure everyone's there, organising them? Like, Kenzie's an adult, but she's not the leader. That's what I'm trying to get at. I want Nick to do his job, because is this man just going to be sat in the audience for 4 days, just enjoying living his best life, getting paid for doing nothing? Do your job. Who is texting me? Do you want to know who's texting me? Miles Dobson. He heard I was talking about him.
When I left the next step, Maria and Lucian promised me I'd be the soloist.
Oh, yes, that was good. Sorry. That was so clean.
Do you know Grace was this good?
I had no idea. She must have picked up a thing or two at Ultra Elite.
I don't really feel like Grace has elevated it that much. Like, she was good when she was at TNS. I was impressed by her in season 8. I thought she did elevate herself from season 7. If they wanted to show Grace being like a whole other dancer, they should have had her do a different style than something that we've already seen her do. Do you know what? I'd put Ebby's above Grace's, because I did love that opening move, but then I felt like it stayed very much on one level. It didn't peak at any point for me. Like, it started the best that it got.
Wow, Giselle, we have already seen some incredible dances today, and there's only one left on the schedule. From Acro Nation's East Coast studio, we've got Cleo.
Oh, okay, so we've got through all 64 solos, have we? I would have liked it to be dragged out more. Have a whole episode just on the solos, and have, like, Ebby's be first, and then midway through we've got Grace's, and then at the end we've got Cleo's, and in those little gaps you can have them watching each other and thinking, doubting themselves. You can have the B-plots happening, you can have them in their backstage rehearsal room having a bit of drama, sorting out their costumes, getting ready, hair, makeup, things like that. The things that we loved from like series 1 and 2, just seeing them getting ready. We've done solos in 8 minutes. Like, we've had, what, 28 episodes leading up to this, and it's done in 8 minutes. And I know that's what a competition is like. Like, you work all year just for the one weekend or something, or 4 days, as this is. But, yeah, it's just gone a bit quick for me. Oh, yeah, the Gen Z heart that I can't do. Oh, that one? I'm copying Jude. This is the Gen Z heart that I can't. Can we just stick to this one? Like...
All I ever wanted was to go to nationals, but I didn't realize that it would be the hardest journey of my life. I'm not confident in the team.
Oh, okay, we've got flashbacks for Cleo as well. We don't need flashbacks. I just want to see the dancing. Like, I feel like a flashback is worthy when someone is thinking of leaving, or we're really getting a conclusion to their story. And I know this is the conclusion to the season, but we already know why they're dancing and what they've gone through. This is the song that Cleo did in season 7, and then Jude walked in on her. Wasn't it?
Getting caught up in winning is natural.
For Cleo, I'm going to say I'm not loving the smiling while she's dancing, because I feel like this is a really hard-hitting dance. The song is happy, but I'd prefer it to be like moody when she's dancing and really kind of grungy, giving it her all. It feels like she's performing rather than competing. Do you know the difference? Like she's enjoying herself and playing to the crowd, but she's not doing it as a character and saying, this is why I need to win. For me, anyway.
Of course I want our team to win nationals, but I'm cheering for Cleo so hard right now.
I like how they're all cheering for Cleo as well. Do you know what? I would have liked to hear some more opinions on what they think of Cleo going to Acro Nation, because no one said anything. Not even Kenzie's said anything. I would have liked them to be like, oh, there's Cleo. I'm glad that she's finally getting the chance to dance. Good to see her ankles better now. And just more. And this is why we could have had a whole episode on solos, because each character has so much you could do with them. Like, Cleo can have a TNS, like she can go see them and they can have a whole thing like, oh, do we cheer for Cleo or do we not? Grace can have a whole thing with them. With B-Trip, they could have scenes together and be like, why did you leave? Do you feel like you've got what you wanted now? And Ebby can have a whole plot where she's like, damn, these solos are all lyrical, contemporary, hip-hop, the usual stuff. I'm doing something completely different. Like, have a whole ep just exploring these 3 soloists and their connections to the team. rather than cramming it all in the first 9 minutes. Not even the first half of the ep. In less than half of the ep, we've done solos.
You know, Giselle, we saw a lot of amazing dancers today, but it always comes down to this moment, right now.
Absolutely. The winner will be crowned National Soloist and win 5 extra points for their team, which is a huge advantage to the large group preliminary round.
Has Abby been stood there for the whole 4 hours? This is what I mean. Like, because we saw at the beginning how long that solo section was. It was like 4 hours, right? There was 64 solos to see. And all we've seen is TNS in the wings. And we know that Cleo was the last one. Have they just been stood there for 4 hours? Show us, like, go back and forth. Show us them chilling in the dressing room. Then show us Ultra Elite. Then show us Acro Nation and Cleo getting ready. They could have padded this out so much.
Cleo from Acro Nation.
I'm National Soloist of the Year. I beat the top 64 soloists in the country. I was scared to even dream that this could happen, and it did.
Do you know what? I'd rank Cleo's probably level with Grace's. Out of those 3, I would have said Abby, which is also why we needed to see the other solos, so I can be like, oh yeah, that makes sense why they won or why they didn't win. Because Cleo's, I feel like she could have used the space more, could have changed her facials, and it wasn't hard enough for me. Like, I know Cleo can go hard. Danny can go hard. Like, we've seen vids on her Instagram and whatever. Like, Danny can kill it. I feel like more could have gotten out of that solo. But you know what? Fine. Cleo can win. I'm not mad at it.
Well, that wasn't the result that we were hoping for.
But at least it wasn't Ultra Elite.
Likewise, have they just been sat in the audience for 4 hours?
Cassidy texted to meet up now and said she can't wait to talk. It feels good to be with somebody who really likes me.
They're gonna break up, aren't they? We're setting up that scene.
You're in love with Rochelle.
Since when? What?
Rochelle and I are just friends. We've known each other forever.
The way you talk about her, the way you look at her.
We haven't even had any clues as to say that Ozzy likes Rochelle. Like, it would have made more sense if Cassidy said, Rochelle is in love with you, and that's her issue, that another girl is after her man. And then Ozzy's like, what? And then he has a realization. Rather than it being Ozzy supposedly in love with her. Elite always go for black as well. Like, Grace's solo is black, group costumes are black. They know what they're doing. They are like, we don't need to impress. We don't need those extra costume points. We're gonna be sleek, we're gonna show our legs off and get those points. Okay, I take it back about the black. We're now in green, pink and blue. I'm not sure I really understand the theme of that dance or the plot. Something about, like, you know, you're stuck working and then Friday comes and you go out partying or just letting your hair down.
94.
A 94?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not going to complain.
And the score of Acro Nation for large group preliminary, 90.
Acro Nation, your costumes are so good. We didn't even see that dance. How do we know it's a 90? Why can't we see TNS's rivals dance? We're only seeing the 3 studios. We haven't even seen Acro Nation. I want to see their dance. Like, please, can we see it?
I'm going to tell Eldon we're bringing Afrofusion to Acro Nation. Thank you so much. You're going to do great. Hearing that from a younger black dancer makes everything worth it.
Do you know what? That interaction, I would have had it earlier when Abby was doubting herself. Have that dancer come up to Abby and say, wow, are you doing an Afrofusion solo? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, that's so cool. Like, I want to do that next year. Rather than have this random Abby now doubting herself plot. Because I'm guessing she's going to be perfectly fine now that one person has spoke to her.
Kenzie was right. It's not easy being the first person to do something new. I'm proud of what I did today.
They may have ranked us as 63 out of 64, but we're gonna bet on ourselves.
Oh, so did that video not get them into the top 3 on the rankings? What was it the top 3 for then? Just the top 3 videos? Because it said so on the schedule, didn't it? So they're going to be deciding the winner of the dance video challenge at Nationals.
Hands in on 3. 3, 2, 1.
Where's Nick, man? I feel like Nick should be backstage supporting them all. He's just sat in the audience. Consistency issues with costume there. Dylan had the goggles on, and then when we zoomed out, the goggles were on their head again.
The story of the dance is kind of like our story, except in our story...
Kenzie is killing this, by the way. Like, this is a stellar... This is better than Elites for me. I like it. Yeah, that was really good. That's better than Elite for me, so that's at least a 91.
90.
Yep, that's fine. I'll take it. It deserved a 90. It was good. This is why we kind of need to see the other studios, so I can be like, yep, those are the competitors. Oh, that's why they got that 90. Because we always saw snippets in the other seasons, didn't we? We always got like just, I don't know, a quick 2-second look at them. And even if we didn't, we at least got the main rivals that are in the plot, like Acro Nation. But we haven't even seen Acro Nation's routine for them to be in the #1 spot.
Now that the next step is in the running, I'm looking for the Pro Division stage.
Is Pro Division not happening on the same stage as Nationals? Because nothing else is happening on that day, is it? Like, it's not like they're doing Pro Division and solos at the same time. So why can't they do Pro Division on the same stage and proper elevate it? Is it just being held like in the basement or something?
Rochelle.
Shad? Shad! What is he doing there? My man, can you sing again, please? The symmetry of...
What is he doing here?
I guess now's not the time to tell Rochelle how I feel.
They're just staring at each other. Not saying anything. They're just Ozzy stood there like an NPC waiting to be interacted with. Well, do you know what? It wasn't a bad ep. There was just too much happening in that one for me. Like, there was too much, like we've crammed in 64 solos, 64 group dances. This episode should have been all about solos. The next episode should be all about groups. The next episode after that would be small groups and Pro Division together. And then the final episode would be the final group dance. What else is there to do? Oh, duets. Shove duets in with small group because there's only 20 teams in now. So do small groups and duets in the same ep. Pro Division can happen at the same time because it's not on the same stage. And then last episode can be all about the final group dance. That's what I personally would have done. I just would have slowed it down a bit and padded it out and given it more oomph because this is the conclusion and it feels very rushed at the moment. But those are my thoughts for episode 23 of The Next Step Season 8. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm very excited to see why Shad is there. I'm guessing that Maria's probably told him to like interfere or something or distract Rochelle. But we'll see. I'm going to watch another one right now. So, well, no, I'm going to charge up my battery and then watch another one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like this video if you did enjoy. Comment down below. Subscribe as well because I'm going to be rewriting Series 8 as I would have done it. And I will see you in 2 days' time. Bye, everybody. Bye.